What's up, YouTube? Thomas L here. Now, normally I'll do like a opening this week segment on Thursdays, but there's actually like two films that just got released today, so I'm actually gonna do the opening this week segment a little earlier than I usually do. So anyway, that being said, here's the films that's pretty much opening this week. All right, now the first two films, like I said, just opened today, and one of them is the new film Breakthrough. I gotta say, Breakthrough looks really good. It's another faith-based movie, which some of them are hits and misses, but this looks pretty good. It stars Kristen Metz, who's of course best known for the show This Is Us. The cast also includes the likes of Mike Coulter from Luke Cage, Topher Grace, who's making a comeback. I noticed. Anyway, also the kid from that One Day at a Time reboot. He's also in this. You also got Dennis Haysbert, who I want to narrate my life. I just love Dennis Haysbert's voice. I mean, the way like the way that guy talks is. I mean, if I would say if they didn't get James Earl Jones to voice Mufasa in the upcoming Lion King, I would have gotten Dennis Haysbert. That guy's voice is just incredible. But anyway, back to the movie now. Now, I was gonna say Breakthrough today, but they had like some technical difficulties at the theater, so I'm actually gonna say it tomorrow. But Breakthrough is actually based on a true story of one mother's unflattering love in the face of impossible odds. And in it, Chrissy Metz plays the mother named Joyce Smith, whose adopted son John falls through an icy Missouri lake, and so like all hope ends up being lost. But as John ends up pretty much pretty much lies lifeless in her. Joyce refuses to give up, and so like her belief inspires those around her, and she actually ends up praying, and then all of a sudden her son ends up being okay, really. Which I gotta say, it sounds interesting. I mean, I don't know much about the whole true story aspect of this, but it's also based on like a memoir, I believe. So yeah, I really like the trailers, and this could be something pretty interesting. Or it could just be another forgettable faith-based movie that could be a possibility. But I'll definitely give this one a watch when tomorrow comes. All right. Now the final film opening today is Disney's Penguins. Now Disney Nature, I think, does great with these Disney nature documentaries. You know, I think Penguins looks really good. Like you got Ed Helms as the narrator here, because I guess Morgan Freeman wasn't available. And of course, this film follows a group of penguins, and I think this looks really interesting. You know, I don't really watch a whole lot of documentaries and theories. Really, I mean, if it's a documentary, it'll probably be like if I watch a documentary and theories, it'll probably be about subject matter I'm aware of and that I'm interested about. I mean, heck, Won't You Be My Neighbor is actually the only documentary that should ever be added in my top 10 favorite movies of the year. So but I do like some good nature documentaries, so I'll probably give this one a shot. I'm probably gonna see this maybe on like a Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday, maybe. I don't know. Let's see, but I'll definitely give this one a go. All right, now the next films I'm going to talk about are opening this Friday. So now, one film that's opening wider this week is The Curse of La Llorona, which I think I'm always mispronouncing the name. But anyway, the Curse of La Llorona looks interesting. I mean, it looks creepy. From what I heard, it's supposed to be set in the Conjuring universe, which I guess I could see how. I mean, it's from New Line. It's from the same director who's going to give us Conjuring 3, so I can see why this will be set in the Conjuring universe. And I mean, the film takes place in 1970s Los Angeles, and it's like and you got La Llorona, who's like a spirit who stalks the night and children, and so like ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment. A social worker played by Linda Cardellini and her own children are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm, and so like their only hope to survive La Llorona's deadly wrath. may be a delusion priest, and the mysticums he practices to keep the evil at bay. I mean, I really like the show. Now, the reviews aren't really that great. Like, as we speak, it has 31%. I mean, the reviews are better than Hellboy, so there's that. But I'm definitely gonna give this one a shot. I'm gonna see the movie on Sunday. It'll be an interesting film to watch on Easter. Go figure. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to check this one out. Now, also opening this week, and it's also going on demand on Thursday as well, is Under the Silver Lake. Now, this movie is being released by A24, and it's from the same director of the movie It Follows. And the film here stars Andrew Garfield as a character named Sam, who's a 33-year-old who discovers a mysterious woman named Sarah, played by Riley Coe, who, by the way, is Elvis's granddaughter. So, there's a little tidbit for you. Anyway. And so, like, while she's in, while they, of course, have a late night together, one morning she ends up disappearing and without a trace, so he has to, like, try to pretty much find her. Besides Andrew Garfield and Raleigh, you also got Topher Grace, who's doing a double header this week. I think this looks really interesting. Now, this movie has been delayed countless of times. Like, here's the thing about this movie. This film was originally supposed to come out last June. Then it got pushed to December of last year. And now the movie's getting released this week. I mean, I'm happy it's getting released, but that's a little a red flag right there when they kept delaying it. But I'm actually interested in seeing this. I do love me a good mystery film, and that's what this movie has. So, and I haven't seen Andrew Garfield on the big screen since the movie Brave. So, yeah, I'll definitely give this one a shot. I mean, I'm a big fan of Andrew Garfield. I think the dude's terrific. So, yeah. All right. Also open this week, there's a film called Littlewoods, which stars Tessa Thompson and Lily James, Lily James has been awesome lately. And the film takes place in North Dakota, and it's about a fracking boomtown well beyond its prime. And you got Ollie, who's trying to survive the last days of her probation after getting caught illegally running prescription pills over the Canadian border. And so, like, after her mother dies, she is thrust back into the life of her estranged sister named Deb, played by Lily James, who is like facing her own crisis with an unplanned pregnancy and a deadbeat ex. And so, like, the two find they have to work to settle the mortgage on their mother's houses to face foreclosure. Now, the movie is directed by this director named Nia DaCosta. Now, this is actually her first feature film, but next year we're probably going to hear more about Nia, because Nia is the director of the upcoming remake of Candyman, which is being produced by Jordan Peele. So we're going to be hearing more about this director in the next coming months. Anyway, Littlewoods, I think, looks pretty interesting. I mean, you got Lily James and Tessa Thompson, who I think are both just tremendous in what they do. You also got Lance Reddick, who's awesome in John Wick movies. I'll definitely give this one a shot when it comes out, either in theaters or maybe online or on TV. Who knows? But yeah, it could be something pretty interesting. Who knows? Now, also open this week, there's a film called Drunk Parents, which I gotta say, I saw the trailer for this, and I do love me a good comedy. I mean, heck, I even find Movie 43 funny, and I even find Adam Sandler films funny, but this looks painfully unfunny. Like, for one, it stars Alec Baldwin and Salma Hayek, who plays two parents named Frank and Nancy, who are a lower upper class family with their shiny black Range Rover and tasteful Tudor style home. And so, like, they're dropping, so like they end up dropping off their daughter at her first day of college. And so, like, the two parents cook and of course they could be proud or not. However, a visit by a repo man shortly after leaves them scrambling to make ends meet and their wealth. And so, like, it seems is less secure. So, like, it seems they're less secure than we thought, and so like committed to get their daughter to college. They hold a house-wide yard sale, coupled by a night of heavy drinking, and wake up to some very terrible decisions and all. And so, like, they also have like a neighborhood scheme they're playing as well. I mean, this they both look like really miserable characters, really. And we also got Jim Gaffigan in this, and I do like Jim Gaffigan, but I don't know. The movie is from director Fred Wolf, who also directed The House Bunny, which I love The House Bunny. But this doesn't look all that great. I mean, I'll probably check it out maybe on like on TV or maybe online or whatever. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna see this in theaters. There's also some film called Hail Satan, which is like a documentary, which I don't know much about. So there's also a film called Rafiki, not to be confused with the Lion King character, by the way. Also, out this week, there's a film called Fast Color, which is actually a superhero film, believe it or not. Here's what it's about. Haunted by mysterious forces, a young woman played by Gugu Mafara with supernatural abilities must go on the run when her powers are discovered. And so, like, with nowhere else to go, she flees back to her family and farmhouse she abandoned long ago. There, while being pursued by the local sheriff, played by David Stern, she begins to mend the broken relationships with her mother, played by Lorraine Toussaint, and Dora, played by Sanai Sine, and learn that the power she needed was inside her all along. Now, Lorraine Toussaint is of course best known for Orange is the New Black, and she's also on that new show, that new NBC show, The Village, which is actually pretty decent. And also the one who plays the daughter. She's on that Passage, that vampire show that's on Fox, The Passage. She's on that, so that. I think this looks pretty interesting. I mean, Gugu Mafara, she's actually one actress I want to see in a comic book movie because she has like a comic book film look. I think she'll actually be my choice for Storm if they like when they like reboot X-Men and stuff. I'd be down to see Gugu as Storm. I think she'll bring a cool transition to Storm. And also, she's of course best known for stuff like Beyond the Lights, and she was in Rick of Time. She was also in that terrible Cloverfield film. So I'll definitely give this one a shot just because she's in it. I mean, I remember she was supposed to be attached to a Star Wars film. It never happened. So kind of wish she was a bigger name star. I think she could. She's seriously someone who I think could be a bigger star in the future. Sadly, haven't happened yet, but also there's a film out this week called Red Joan, which is set in England of 1930s, and it's about Joan Stanley, played by Judy Dench, who lives in sanitized retirement. And so, like, then suddenly her tranquil existence is shattered as she's shockingly arrested by MI5. And so, like, for Joan has been hiding an incredible past. She is one of the most influential spies in living history, and they also have like flashbacks of a young Joan as well, played by Sophie Cookson, who was pretty good in the Kingsman movies. I think this looks pretty interesting. I mean, the trailers don't wow me or anything, but it looks like it could be something interesting. I mean, I don't know much about the true story of this or anything, but I'll probably give this one a shot, maybe like online or on TV or whatever. I mean, I do like Judy Dench, so I mean, Judy Dench and Keira Knightley are two actresses that if you want to do a period piece movie, you get out to either get Keira Knightley or Judy Dench because those two are like period piece females right there. Anyway, there's also some film called Daddy Issues, which I don't really know a whole lot about. There's also a film called now this one I've been actually looking forward for. It's a film called The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. Now this movie is of course based on the classic book and is directed by Terry Gilliam, who's been trying to get this movie out for some years. I mean, there was like some the movie was supposed to get released by Amazon, but then there was like some legal issues and some rights issues, or whatever. And I'm glad it's finally getting released by Screen Media because Terry Gilliam. It's been a while since we've seen a movie by him, and I love Terry Gilliam. You know, whether it's Mighty Python or Brazil or 12 Monkeys. I mean, the guy's just an awesome director. So I'm glad that Screen Media is finally releasing his film. Now, hopefully, it'll be good. But although the reviews have been pretty decent, so I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that because I'm actually really interested in it. Now, I've been watching the trailers, like a couple of the trailers, and I really dug the trailers that got released for this. So yeah, I'm definitely check this one out. I'm actually gonna see this on Friday. So anyway, there's also a film out this week called Family, which stars Taylor Schilling. You also got Kate McKinnon, um, Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta fame. In the film, you got Taylor Schilling, who's also best known for Orange is the Black, who plays a who plays a character named Kate, who's like tasked with babysitting her awkward niece Maddie for her brother. And so like things go from bad to worse, where Maddie, of course, runs off to join the Juggalos. So like Kate, must deal with her own issues of social paranoia to help bring her back and all. This looks like it could be something pretty interesting. I mean, I saw the trailers for this, and the trailer looked pretty good. I also really like Taylor Schilling. She's always terrific. I mean, so I'm definitely gonna give this one a shot. Maybe either at theaters or online. Who knows? But and like I said, Taylor Schilling's of course, Orange is the New Black is ending this year, so after Orange is the New Black, she'll have a lot more features to do, and also there's also a musical film out this week called Stuck, which is a original pop musical film about six commuters who get stuck together on a New York subway. And so, like, through the power of music, they must learn about each other's lives and in turn, a profound effect on one another. So, like, connecting across lines of race, culture, and class in a way that only situations uh, of coincidence or happiness can create. And all. The film has an interesting cast. It has Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad fame. Ashanti is in this. Amy Madigan, Omar Shapiro, who I cannot wait to see in Detective Pikachu because his character has a Charizard. I think this is like it could be something pretty interesting. I mean, I'm a sucker for musicals, so there's that. The cast is pretty good, so I'll definitely give this one a shot. I mean, it also has like a feel of Rent in a way. Like I don't know why, but I when I saw the trailer, I got like a Rent feel to it. So yeah. Now there's a few other stuff opening. Like there's some documentary called Breaking Habits. There's a film called Enemy Within. Not to be confused with that new Fox show that's on TV. And there's also some film called High on the Hog, which stars Sid Haig, who is one of my favorite horror directors. He's one of my favorite horror actors. I meant to say. Speaking of Sid Haig, I cannot wait to see that Devil's Reject sequel coming. Dream from Hell. I'm really excited for that. But anyway, now there's also a film coming to Netflix this week. There's a film called Someone Great, which stars Gina Rodriguez as a music journalist named Jenny, who has landed her dream job at an iconic magazine and is about to move to San Francisco. And so, like, rather than do long distance, her boyfriend of 9 years, played by Lakeith Stanfield, decides to call it quits. And so, like, to nurse her broken heart, Jenny gathers her two best friends, played by DeWanda Wise and Brittany Snow, for one outrageous last adventure in New York City. And this is, of course, a film about love, friendship, And I think this looks like could be pretty interesting. I mean, I do like Gina Rodriguez. Of course, she needs something she fought back on after that terrible Miss Bala film. I do like Brittany Snow. I've always been a fan of her ever since that film, John Tucker Must Die. I've always adored her in that. And The One in the Wise, I don't really know a whole lot about, so I can't really comment on her, to be honest with you. And I'm, of course, a big fan of Lakeith Stanfield, so there's that. I think this could be something pretty interesting and funny. And I mean, I of course saw the trailer, and it looks pretty decent, so I'll probably give this one a shot on Netflix. Anyway, that's pretty much all. Let me leave it to you guys. What movies opening this week are you interested in checking out? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Tom Sells signing off.